Okay, let's walk to the emergency storage shed for episode 35 of the Great Cleanup. I've got to get something done pretty quickly now. It's Saturday evening. I'm going back to the farm again on Monday, so we don't have a lot of time. Let's go and find something to unbox and sort out what to do with it. So welcome back to the channel and welcome to anyone new. We are trying to forge our way through this shed to get to the other end wall, and it's a solid mass of stuff that I've cleaned out of other people's sheds over the years and some treasures that I've stashed aside for a rainy day, and well, whatever, we've got to sort it out. So I'm getting a bit organised on this shelf here, and if you haven't seen this series, check out some of the parts and I kind of explain what I'm up to as we go. I want to empty this cabinet and the next two shelves. There's clearly a tub full of sockets, and we had some sockets in the last episode which I did put in a tub and put $10 on. They're in the shop now. We might actually revise that and maybe add a few that are missing, and there might be the odd one that I'll keep. So we'll go through that. The other side looks like we have another sander, possibly a large soldering iron, and there's a little power supply there, a GME power supply, which would have been for a two-way radio base station or something. I think they're 13.8 volts. So we'll check that out. I don't have a use for one of those, so if it does work, we'll sell that. So let's get this stuff in on the bench and sort out what we're going to do with it. So I think in the last episode I subtitled my channel What to Do With Stuff. And well, we've got plenty of stuff here. More sockets than I would ever need in my life, and I do have a good set, so I'll probably be selling most of these. And among this mass of cords, we have more than one soldering iron. And the last one is a sander, and again, it's a Black & Decker sander, probably from the 70s or early 80s. Right, let's get straight into this lot. I think I will probably put all these corded items over this side. I'll move that sander out of the road. And all the cords can act as a bit of a barrier. And then let's tip the sockets out, because I don't want them to roll off the end of the bench. Oh, they rolled off this side. Well, my plan was half good. Okay, I think I won't bore you with this. There's a whole range. I can see some Sid Chrome ones. And if there's any Sid Chrome Whitworth ones, I will certainly save them. So there's a bit of a mixed bag here. Oh, there's another universal joint. That's for a 1/2-inch drive, so I'll hang on to that. I had one the other day for a 3/8 drive. Some larger sockets I'll probably keep, but these are certainly a selection from lots of different kits. There's another Sid Chrome one. Australian-made Sid Chrome, very good quality tools and quite collectible. That's another Sid Chrome, 1 1/16. So I'll probably keep the better ones. I'll keep a couple of the extensions. I don't need all of them. These are 1/2-inch drive extensions. Kingcraft. I think that might have been a set that I owned once, but some of these have obviously come from other people's sheds. There's a ratchet drive. Kingcraft again. Now, Taiwan brand, probably not the best quality. This would be 1980s. A lot of stuff made in the 80s, the cheaper end of the market was made in Taiwan. You go back into the 70s and a lot of it was made in Hong Kong. You go back into the 60s and a lot of it was made in Japan. So it's kind of the budget stuff, and you can date a lot of things by where they were made. 80s Taiwan, 90s I'm not sure. And then you get into the 2000s, well, made in China. So, and the countries have gradually got better, because years ago, you know, in the 60s, stuff made in Japan was junk. I mean, we affectionately called it Jap crap. And then, you know, now the Japanese is pretty much some of the best you can buy. So, you know, and the Chinese are getting better at making stuff too. So it's sort of a stage a lot of the manufacturing companies go through. Regardless, I'm getting distracted. I'm going to sort these out. I won't bore you with this. And we'll keep some. I'll probably sell the bulk of them. And we'll work out a price later. That's Kingcraft as well. Now, I've seen these in socket sets before. It's just like a hand ratchet. And I don't think I've ever actually used one. I've had one in a set numerous times through my life. Does anyone actually use these things, or is it a bit of a gimmick? I guess you could nearly weld a handle on it, because certainly a handled ratchet is very handy. That one feels okay. And there's a T-bar one. There's some 1/4" drive, long reach. There's a bit of everything in here. There's even one here that looks like the center out of a 3/8 ratchet, and it's had a little handle welded to it, so that can go straight in the scrap. I'll sort these out and I'll get back to you. And just like that, they're all sorted out. I've cleaned up a few of them. Let's quickly run through what I've got. These ones are 3/4" drives, so much bigger than your standard set. I'm going to hang on to them. Some are Sid Chrome, some are a different brand. So that's a 7/8. That's 1/16. That's Sid Chrome. This one's Dufour or Dufour, not sure how you pronounce it. Good quality ones though, I think. And there's the drive thing that goes on a solid bar, so like a T handle. I will eventually make up a set of 3/4" sockets because they're handy for the bigger jobs. These ones are all Sid Chrome here. In fact, these are all Whitworth, Sid Chrome Whitworth sizes, which are basically older English stuff. And because I do a bit of work on small engines and some of them are English made, that one's a bit rough. So I'm going to keep those. The rest of these at the front here are all Sid Chrome again. They're all Imperial, and the ones right at the front are metric ones. This one's unusual. It's a square drive. So it goes from a standard 1/2" drive to a square section, and it's bigger than 3/8. So maybe it's for, I don't know, some particular application where it's a square section. But it's Sid Chrome again. I'll hang on to that. I'll keep a couple of these extensions. There's a nice little short extension. You don't see short ones very often. So they'll be handy. This stuff I'll sell. This is all the... Oh, hang on. The rest of the 1/2" drive stuff was all in here. And there's a whole range of brands. Some of them are... Oh, I think most of them are pretty good. There's a lot of Kingcraft ones in here. That one's actually unbranded. But there's all sorts of brands, and some of them, most of them aren't junk, but some of them are quite rusty. I'm probably going to sell that complete kit. Oh, that's a welded up ratchet that I had in my old toolbox. I don't need that one anymore. I might sell that complete kit for, say, $20. Someone will get some good value out of that. These are all the little 1/4" ones, including some bits like flathead bits, Phillips head, like a Torx size. So I thought I'd sell a whole lot there, maybe just for $10 the lot. I think that's okay. There's no drivers or anything with them. And again, I don't think, some of them are probably cheaper brands, but there's probably some better brands in here. But they're a mixture of sets. And the 3/8 drives, I've divided those into metric at the front and Imperial at the back, and then there's some spark plug sockets. So there's some double ups on the sizes, but I might just say, let's be, conservative and just say $5 per set, so $10 a lot there would be super cheap. I might reevaluate these when I find some more sockets, but they can go in the shop now. So basically $10 for that lot, $10 for that lot, $20 for that, so it's $40. And I'm keeping those ones. A couple of oddballs here. This is actually a magnet. I don't know if it's a speaker magnet or not, but it was in with them too. It's quite powerful. So magnets are always handy around the workshop. And this is a spark plug socket that was out of my original kit when I was a mechanic, and I sacrificed it to make a special tool, as a lot of mechanics do. And one of the tags is actually broken off. It did have 4, and that was actually made or modified to undo the conrod from a Victor Power Torque engine. So there you go, useless information. But since it's broken one off, it's not really much good. So I might just put that in the scrap. Okay, so that deals with all the sockets. Let's have a look at the soldering irons and the little power supply. So let's go. We'll start with the sander. We'll plug it in. We'll power it up. And we're showing a pass. And we'll give it a run. Oh, that sounds a bit lumpy. Maybe it's supposed to sound like that. Not as smooth as the Bosch one we had the other day. Oh, I guess it's going to work all right. Just sounds not as smooth. Perhaps it's just running bushes rather than bearings. But it certainly works okay, and it tests out all right. So we might just put $10 on it and call it an old school Black & Decker sander, $10. Someone might get a fair bit of sanding out of it before it throws the towel in. It's safe enough anyway, so we will put a tag on that. I will glue the sticker down and we'll put $10 on it. Okay, let's see what we've got with this power supply. We have checked the cords on them all so that we know the cords are safe. I'll go and get my voltmeter and a tick. We'll just see if it powers up. We'll put our earth lead on, because this is a class 1 item, so it does have an earth. Alright, it powers up. It tests safe. We have a red light. I guess I better go meter and see if we've got some voltage. Okay, you should be able to read the meter screen from there. I think these had 13.8. Oh, we better turn it on. So we'll go into the terminals. 13.85. Excellent. So that's a good charger or power supply. It's fully regulated, 4 amp peak, 13.8 volts DC. It's very dusty. I think I might take the cover off. We'll turn it off for now. I might take the cover off and just blow the dust out of it. Give it a bit of a clean up on top. And I will check to see what they sell for. Being a branded GME Electrophone one, it could bring pretty good dollars. I'd be guessing $30 or $40 if someone's still running a two-way radio and needs a good quality power supply. $30, $40 maybe. I'm sure you could buy cheaper power supplies than that, but being the good Electrophone one, we'll see how we go. But I'll clean it up and I will check a price. So let's test the soldering irons. Okay, we'll start with this dodgy looking one here. The wires are still intact. Now it is running an earth wire. We'll put the earth clip on the metal part there and we'll turn it on. And it says a fail for the earth. Alright, I'll turn that back off. I think it was running an earth wire. And we can see a green wire in there. So the earth isn't connecting either in the plug or inside the housing. So that makes it quite dangerous. I will check that. I've just noticed on here, it's actually got a stamp with a broad arrow. So perhaps this was Army issue. I can't quite read the date on it. Just trying to make the date out. I'm pretty sure it's 1955. So 1950s. Looks like a Bakelite handle on the end there. It's probably, if I remember, I don't remember where this one came from, but I have bought a couple of house lots where the deceased owners were in the RAF, in the Royal Australian Air Force, in the radar, as a radar technician. So there's a good chance that came from one of those guys. Given that that is an Army issue, oh, it says more over here. What's this say? Made in England. Yeah, it's just maker's details. I reckon that's going to be worth fixing up, being an Air Force one, and I'm just feeling the tip of it. I think it started to get a bit warm in that short time we had it plugged in, so I think it's going to work, but we do have an earthing issue. So I reckon that's worth fixing up, but I'll probably value that one as it is, and I won't put a tag on it, and I'll say no earth, needs repair. But I think we could probably still get $20 for that, given that it's an Air Force, well, at least a military soldering iron from the 1950s. I think we'll leave some other people repair these. I don't have time to fix them all. Okay, let's check this one out. I think this is a bit of a cheaper version. There's no brand on it that I could see. The cord's been melted. I don't think this is even worth checking, you know. I think we'll just chop the cord off and put this one in with the e-waste. Hasn't got enough going for it to even try and sell. Alright, the Weller with the bent tip. We'll give this one a check. The cord was okay in this one. I think these all run on earth. We've got to put this on anyway to be safe. It has got an earth that passes. So, and I think it's warming up. Yep, that's getting hot. Okay, so that one works well. What are we going to do with that? I think the cord was okay on that one, wasn't it? Oh no, that had the melt through the earth wire. It's still tested okay, and the earth was still okay, but I can't possibly tag it with the wire like that. And I couldn't be bothered putting another plug on it. I think we'll just put $5 on it, and again, note that it needs a new cord. So the big one, we just need to know if it works. This one certainly runs an earth wire, we can see it there. Okay, let's plug it in. It passes all the tests, the earth's good, and it should be, these take a while to warm up, but there's a lot of metal to warm up here from the heating element. Oh yep, I can just starting to warm up now. Yep, that's getting hot. So that's a really nice old soldering iron. Working condition, does need a little bit of work. That's right, we had a melt on the cord here that I need to shorten. I think we'll do a separate video on this at some stage. It might be one I'll hang on to. Not sure. Let's value it at $30 as it is. I will compare it to the one I own, and if it's about the same, we'll just sell this one for $30. But it needs a bit of work. And so we now come to the notepad. I'm rushing the end of this video because I've got to head off to the farm in the morning and it's getting late. There's our figures, $155. Sockets, well, we got to keep all the best ones. The sander, I will tag that. I haven't done it yet. The power supply, I checked out on eBay and I found one the same that sold for $60, and you can still buy a very similar GME Electrophone power supply, although the wattage or the amperage is higher, and they were selling for over $100. So I think we'll have no troubles getting 50 for that one. I'll probably price it at 60 or 55 and, allow someone to haggle me a little bit. The soldering irons, as mentioned, I did check the other one I've got, and it's a very good one anyway, so I will sell this one. And I'll probably just sell it as it is. It's not much point me putting it aside as a project because I've got 300 years worth of projects here already, and it'll be an easy fix for someone else to get a really good heavy-duty soldering iron. And I just checked the total, guys, and we're over $6,500 worth of stuff that I've sold out of that shed so far, plus getting a lot of good bits and pieces to keep for myself. And with things like the sockets, I'm not going to keep everything like that, but I'm keeping the better stuff, and then as I find more, I add to it, and then once we get a lot of the stuff all processed, I'll then go back and revisit them and say, all right, I don't need all these sockets that I've kept. I'll sell a few good sets, or I might sell a set of Australian-made Sig Chrome ones if I get, a double up or something, because they sell really well. So it's a matter of culling most of the stuff, keeping some of the better stuff, and some of it, of course, I will keep and continue to use. So we're getting through it. Our price is top $6,500. Not bad for stuff packed in the shed. And I've got to say, someone commented, I think it was Camperman John or something, I forget your name, John, sorry, but he said, life's too short, get a skip in, throw it all out, you have a clean shed, and then you can do what you want to do. Well, it's not like that, and thanks to a few of you, I know Dee was one, and someone else got in there and said, look, perhaps, John, you don't understand the channel. It's all about recycling. A lot of this stuff has come from the shop. It's not just a guy's shed full of rubbish. And really, thanks for that, by the way. But the whole point of this channel is not to get a skip, not to throw it out. And, life is short, but hey, I'm loving what I'm doing. I would absolutely be very disappointed if I had to leave it all and someone else cleaned it up, because it's something I want to do and I'm enjoying the journey, and I think a lot of you guys are too. So thanks for watching. As I said just before, I'm off to the farm early in the morning, another trip. I feel like I'm ripping you guys off a little bit with some of these things, because normally I would fix those soldering irons, probably do a video on it, and then have something in the shop that's fully restored, or at least properly repaired and ready to sell and value add. But because I've got so much on my plate at the moment, I'm going to rush a few things through, and there'll be some bargains at the shop, and you know, if you're into repairs, you can pick up something very cheap, fix it up yourself. And so be it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.